In order to make a viral and functional office of the Attorney General, separation of the office from office of who heads the Ministry of Justice would be a way to go. Attorney General should be statutorily concerned about the interest of justice, while Minister should be left to swim in the stream of politics alongside the President. Galaxy News correspondent Labby Joseph filed in this report.
The call for separation of the Office of Attorney General from the Office of Minister of Justice is basically to improve quality of service delivery in the justice system. This move was voided as it failed to secure 2/3 votes of the State Houses of Assembly.
How do we ensure that they are not subjected to abuse at the end of the day if they are separated? Because as we stand now, without mincing word, I'll tell you that even there are judges that judges appointed who sees themselves as attached to the apron of a sitting governor. So how do you now imagine somebody who becomes an attorney general of a state? How does he see himself? We need people who can readily think and see themselves as independent.
Advantageously, the separation of these two offices would be beneficial immensely, but factors that surround institutions in Nigeria could be inimical to this if effected. Institutions needed to be strengthened for them to be able to function well, which will not be at the whims and caprices of the executive.
The capacity development is very, very important. Do we have the capacity to really put all these things in place? Have we look at the structural templates to know whether it is deserving or whether we already, because that's my problem really. I believe in one thing. Yes, we should, just like any other country, we should be advancing, we should be progressing, we should be looking at ourselves as having autonomy for the legislative arm, autonomy for the judicial. I remember sometimes again at the time when you talk about autonomy for the local government, they said we don't want autonomy. It's as bad as that. Local government said we do not want autonomy that will make us independent of the state government.
However, a critical look at sections 150 and 195 of the Constitution of Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 as amended is clear about the office of the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, and the Commissioner and the Attorney General of the State and Commissioner for Justice. That is at the state level.
Though some Nigerians are not in support of creation of more ministries, believing it will jack up overhead cost of running the government, others feels the Ministry of Justice is big enough to house the two offices with a clear court of functionality.
Having it as a singular office, to be sincere, I don't see any injury it has caused anybody in this country. I'm sorry, with due respect. It has caused no any injury. Does it? Are they saying that as a result of the combination of the two offices, is it the cause of delay in justice? I think the answer is no. Then are they saying that if the Attorney General is separated from the Minister of Justice, are they saying that that will make the people to feel the dividends of democracy?
For somebody who is a DPP, for somebody who is Solicitor General or an Attorney General who will now be different from Commissioner for Justice, there must be security of tenure. He must be so sure that it cannot be shoved aside anyhow. So these are things that we need to put in place. Ideally, that is the best that can happen.